making headlines. The Agriculture Minister resigns from her position due to health reasons. The local online news platform Adadu issues an apology for its earlier report regarding the President's visit to the United States in September. And the Homeland Security Minister reiterates the government's commitment to take all necessary measures to ensure the safety and security of residents.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English. I'm Utma Mahmoud, your host for the evening. Looking into the details, Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare Dr. Aishat Ramila resigns from her position due to health reasons with the resignation announced by the President's office. Previously disclosed that Dr. Ramila, who is undergoing treatment for cancer, previously disclosed that her condition has reached an advanced stage. The President accepted Dr. Ramila's resignation and expressed his gratitude for her dedicated service. In a statement, President Dr. Mohammad Muiz praised Dr. Ramila for her contributions to promoting the rules of law and fostering prosperity for the people of Maldives despite her illness. He also extended his gratitude for her valuable cooperation and honest service to the government. The President acknowledged Dr. Ramila as an active, faithful and capable member of the Cabinet and expressed confidence that she would continue to serve the country in the future. He also wished her a speedy and full recovery, praying for her strength, patience and a brighter future ahead. Dr. Aishat Ramila was appointed Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare in November 17, 2023, during which she made significant strides in her field. The local online news platform Adadu issues a public apology for its earlier report regarding President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's visit to the United States in September 2023. The platform had previously claimed that the President traveled in first class, a statement that was later retracted. In its apology, Adadu clarified that the story was published based on erroneous information it had received. The note further stated that, in line with his election pledge, President Dr. Muiz had actually traveled in business class. The President's visit to the United States was to attend the 79th United Nations General Assembly, UNGA 79. Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan reiterates the government's unwavering commitment to take all necessary measures to ensure the safety and security of all residents. The minister made these remarks in a social media post responding to a post made by the chairperson of the opposition party, Maldives Democratic Party MDP, Fayaz Ismail. In the post, Fayaz Ismail stated that the government has started to take action against councillors to protect the dignity of President Dr. Mohammad Muiz and other senior government officials. Responding to this, Minister Hassan stated that the post shared by Fayaz was targeted at a certain individual in a way that expresses a desire to hurt the certain individual. Hence, he stated that it was a must for all related authorities to investigate the case. On this stance, the minister reaffirmed that government's commitment to take all the necessary measures to ensure the safety and security of rural residents, leaving no one behind. He further stated that freedom of expression is a right of all individuals as long as they are in line with the Constitution, adding that involving politics with all issues is deemed irresponsible. Minister of Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development has stated that the efforts are underway to ensure the facilitation of exclusive opportunities for Maldivians from globally renowned universities. Speaking at a program aired on PSM News, Minister of State for Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development, Dr. Abdullah Nazir emphasized that the most prestigious scholarship available to Maldivian students is the Presidential Scholarship. This year, the scholarship was awarded to 19 students. The State Minister explained that recipients of the Presidential Scholarship have the freedom to pursue higher education at any university of their choice across any field of study. However, he acknowledged that some students have encountered challenges in securing placements at top universities and assured that efforts are underway to address these obstacles. The government continues to provide a range of scholarship opportunities to support students in pursuing higher education. In addition, educational loan schemes are available to assist students as well. The first conference of the College of Nationalism, Divehi Gaumiyatge Isfar under the name Karo Fumi Divehi Gaumiyatuge Darbar has concluded successfully. Decisions have been made to hold the conference biannually with the goal of promoting knowledge of Moldavian nationalism.
During the conference, 9 research papers by experts from various fields were submitted. This included studies related to how Islam was introduced to the Maldives, ancient Islamic designs, and the formation of the Maldives as a nation, as well as Maldivian culture and heritage. Additionally, papers related to the origins of the Maldives were also shared with participants. The ministry states that this initiative aims to serve as a platform in which participants can hold comprehensive discussions on a variety of topics related to Maldivian nationalism. It also aims to encourage ideas and knowledge which will facilitate and promote the settlement of Maldivians in their respective islands. Following the conference, the college's Dean of History, Kashma Ahmad Shakir, told PSM News that the pledge of President Dr. Mohammad Muiz to rejuvenate the good lifestyle and instill these behaviors in people is a very significant commitment. He noted that the President established the College of Nationalism aiming to achieve this goal, adding that the first conference of the college concluded successfully. Speaking to PSM News, Director General of the National Archives, Muhammad Amer Ahmad, stated that this conference plays a pivotal role in reviving and strengthening nationalism. He highlighted that it will greatly assist in fostering significant characteristics of nationalism in the lives of Maldivians. The one-day conference was held in 3 sessions and was inaugurated by Vice President Hussein Muhammad Latif. The conference was held in a collaboration between the Islamic University of Maldives and the Ministry of Divehi Language, Culture and Heritage. Several individuals from various fields attended the conference.
Minister of Youth Empowerment, Information and Arts Ibrahim Wahid announces that $1.6 million will be allocated in next year's budget for the Creative Economy Fund. In an interview with PSM News, Minister Wahid outlined the ministry's achievements over the past year and shared plans for the upcoming year. He revealed that the allocated funds will be used to create more opportunities for artists, including the development of a high-quality art gallery and cinema, both of which are expected to be completed by the end of his term. Minister Wahid noted the challenges of having only one cinema in the Maldives, with many directors queuing to have their films shown. He stated that the government will create better avenues for these screenings. Furthermore, the minister announced that construction of a new National Library building will begin next year, and the development of modern libraries in 7 regions of the country is expected to be completed within the next 4 years. Additionally, financial support for artists will be provided through the government budget as previously announced by President Dr. Mohammad Muiz at the Unveiling Visions event hosted by the Maldivian arts community. These funds will also be used to purchase necessary equipment and resources to support the artistic community. Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works, Adam Sharif Umar, has stated that the relations between the government and councils have strengthened, with the government earning the trust of councils.
Speaking during a program aired on PSM News, Minister Adam Sharif highlighted that the current administration had established a dedicated ministry for councils to enhance decentralization system and foster closer collaboration with councils to meet the needs of residents. He noted that the Ministry of Cities, Local Government and Public Works have held meetings with over 280 councils over the past year, and President Dr. Mohammad Muiz had engaged in extensive discussions with 160 councils. Minister Adam Sharif further emphasized that the relationship between the government and councils have significantly improved, with councils now placing their trust in the government and actively supporting the administration. He underscored the importance of ensuring the financial independence of councils to effectively empower them revealing that efforts are ongoing to achieve financial stability for councils. Additionally, the minister stated that creating a conducive work environment for councils is a priority and infrastructure projects are being implemented to address these needs. Regarding decentralization, Minister Adam Sharif affirmed that residents recognize the importance of a decentralization system. He assured that any legislative amendments to the system would be made only after thorough research. To date, 11 amendments have been made to the Decentralization Act, marking the most significant number of changes made to any act.
The Commissioner of Police Ali Shujao states that investigations into drug dealers will be expedited, with results expected to be seen soon. He made the remarks during an appearance on a special program of PSM News. In his remarks, Commissioner Shujao highlighted the significant efforts made over the past year to build public trust. Since assuming the position, he has been working under the supervision of the Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Ihsan to implement the Strategic Action Plan. This plan prioritizes the prevention of drug-related crimes and major gang activities. The Commissioner outlined the achievements of the police force over the past year, including the seizure of a significant quantity of drugs and alcohol. Several locations involved in illegal drug trade operations have also been shut down by the police. The force has already closed over 40 such establishments, with some potential reopening in the future. The police commissioner further emphasized that a comprehensive solution to the drug problem requires addressing the key figures involved in the trade. Efforts are ongoing and the public will soon see positive results. Additionally, steps are being taken to strengthen the country's drug treatment systems. To effectively combat the drug trade, the police are focusing on dismantling the smuggling networks behind the distribution of illegal substances. Investigations into these networks are underway to identify the individuals responsible. Adani Group founder Gautam Adani responded for the first time on Saturday to allegations by U.S. authorities that he was part of a $265 million bribery scheme, saying that his ports-to-power conglomerate was committed to world-class regulatory compliance.
The indictment is the second major crisis to hit Adani in just 2 years, sending shockwaves across India and beyond.
Less than 2 weeks back, we faced a set of allegations from the US about compliance practices at Adani Green Energy. This is not the first time we have faced such challenges. What I can tell you is that every attack makes us stronger.
US authorities have accused Gautam Adani, his nephew and executive director Sagar Adani, and managing director of Adani Green, Vineet S. Jain, of being part of a scheme to pay bribes to secure Indian power supply contracts and misleading US investors during fundraising in the country. Adani Group has denied the US allegations, describing them as baseless and vowing to seek all possible legal recourse.
And every obstacle becomes a stepping stone for a more resilient Adani Group. The fact is that despite a lot of the wasted reporting, no one from the Adani side has been charged with any violation of the FCPA or any conspiracy to obstruct justice. Yet, in today's world, negativity spreads faster than facts. And as we work through the legal process, I want to reconfirm our absolute commitment to world-class regulatory compliance.
Adani Group's finance chief rejected the allegations, while the Indian government said it has not received any US request regarding the case. At one point, Adani Group's listed companies saw as much as $34 billion wiped off their combined market value, but the stocks have recovered ground as some partners and investors have rallied behind the conglomerate.
Dozens of countries on Sunday warned that a handful of nations were obstructing efforts in South Korea to reach an ambitious landmark global treaty to curb plastic pollution.
With hours until negotiations are scheduled to end, delegates say a group of mostly oil-producing, like-minded countries have refused to compromise on key sticking points. Those include setting targets for reducing plastic production and phasing out chemicals known or believed to be harmful to human health. Plastic production is on track to triple by 2060, and over 90% of plastic is not recycled. But while everyone negotiating in Busan agrees on the problem, they disagree on the solution. Countries including Saudi Arabia and Russia insist the deal should focus only on waste and rejects calls for binding global measures. They have made their position clear in documents submitted in negotiations and during public plenary sessions, though neither delegation responded to repeated requests for comment. The latest draft text for the treaty contains a range of options reflecting the ongoing divisions. A promised new version has been repeatedly delayed. The talks are supposed to be the final round of negotiations after 2 years of discussions. Environmental groups have pushed ambitious countries to call a vote if progress stalls. But observers caution that risks alienating even some countries in favor of a strong treaty. They said that another option would be for the diplomat chairing the talks to simply gavel through an agreement over the objections of a handful of holdouts. That too holds risks potentially embittering the remaining diplomatic process and jeopardizing adoption of a treaty down the road.
A FIFA subcommittee report on Qatar's 2022 World Cup legacy said soccer's world governing body has a responsibility to compensate migrant workers, but the organization has not acted on a recommendation to do that by using its legacy fund.
The report prepared by the FIFA Subcommittee on Human Rights and Social Responsibility looked into a request made at the FIFA Congress by the Norwegian Football Federation (NFF), who asked what steps FIFA might take to compensate workers. FIFA launched a $50 million legacy fund this week for special programs, but was criticized by Amnesty International for not doing anything for families of migrant workers who died or were exploited when building Qatar stadiums for the World Cup. The Middle Eastern country has denied that workers were exploited. The report said many human rights impacts occurred in Qatar from 2010 to 2022 for workers, including deaths, injuries, wages not being paid for months, and debt faced by workers and their families, reimbursing fees they paid to obtain jobs. At the World Cup in Doha, FIFA's president said the Workers' Support and Insurance Fund had provided compensation of more than $350 million to workers in cases mainly related to non-payment of wages. Amnesty and other rights groups have led calls for FIFA to compensate migrant workers for human rights abuses by setting aside $440 million, matching the World Cup prize money.
Japanese electronics giant Sony is set to celebrate 30 years since it's launched the PlayStation console, the little grey box that catapulted the firm into the gaming big league.
PlayStation was Sony's first foray into the world of video games, and when it hit the shelves in Japan on December 3, 1994, the company needed to sell 1 million units to cover its costs. In the end, the gadget became a legend, selling more than 102 million units, helping to launch many of the industry's best-loved franchises and positioning Sony as a heavyweight in a hugely lucrative sector. One of the keys to its success was broadening the appeal of a pastime that had often been dismissed as a hobby for children. From the off, the firm was clear that it wanted to trash this image. The original PlayStation can trace its history to a falling out between the two great Japanese firms. They had partnered in the late 1980s to develop a version of the Super Nintendo console with an inbuilt CD player. But Nintendo suspected Sony were using the project as a way to muscle into the gaming sector and abruptly cancelled the partnership in 1991. The hardware proved to be revolutionary, CD-ROMs being cheaper and storing much more data than the cartridges used by Nintendo and other consoles. And to further distinguish itself from Nintendo, Sony courted a young adult audience with fighting games like Tekken, out-and-out horror with Resident Evil and Silent Hill, and military titles like Metal Gear Solid. The PS2 is still the most successful console in history, having sold more than 160 million units. Over the past 30 years, the competition has intensified and the technology has been honed. While Sega and other rivals have fallen by the wayside, Microsoft has entered the fray with its Xbox, and Nintendo is still on the scene with its Switch console. But the industry is enduring tough times. Plenty of analysts are also predicting that cloud gaming will soon render console obsolete. Sony appears undaunted though, recently launching an upgraded version of its PS5 with a marketing push that highlighted new AI features. Bloomberg has reported that the Japanese firm is also planning a new handheld version of the PlayStation, which would once again pit it against old rival Nintendo, undisputed king of portable devices.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
We have been getting stronger and faster. We have been expanding our network across the globe. In the Middle East and Northern Africa, we have Sister Union, Arab States Broadcasting Union, sharing news with us daily. In Europe, we exchange news with over 60 different European broadcasters, and in America, CNN receives news materials from AVN and broadcasts them